guys.
Hello.
Good night. Hello.
Good
We're happy
night.
to
Hello.
be back. Yeah. Good night. Hello. Yes, this is the second edition of this is off to a great start. Let's go. This is the second edition of the Rest of Furious Divas podcast. We're so happy to be back. We're happy to have you all here with us tonight. Don't forget, first of all, don't forget to like, subscribe to us for Furious, and if you guys want to talk to us, ask any questions, you can just send a super chat. We'll read all of them. So, as you guys can see, Isra is not here tonight. She's on vacation, as she should, as she deserves.
Yeah.
So we miss you, Isra. Flowers in the chat for Isra as well.
Yes.
But I'm here, and I'm here. Yeah. Yes, she's gonna be here next time. So I'm here with Alexia and Charlie. So, Lexi, how are you? How are your weekend?
It's good. It's been all right. I mean, it's been pretty much a lot of wrestling this weekend.
Yes.
Well, other than that, I mean, it's been good. It's been all right. How's yours, Charlie?
Yes, as you say, it's just been a lot of wrestling. I say catching up, trying to keep on top of it all. There's been a lot going on between AEW and New Japan and Stardom and stuff on the indies as well. So I'm excited to have a chat about it all with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So, like you guys said, this weekend, what the fuck?
So crazy 24 hours.
Oh my god.
Insane. Just so much wrestling, like so much good wrestling. That's like the best part. We had like other weekends that we had like a lot of wrestling shows, but this weekend for me specifically, I think was one of the best in match qualities of the entire year by far. It was just banger after banger after banger. There was like one really bad match, which I'm not gonna mention it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, sure, we'll get to it. Yeah,
eventually.
I'm not gonna say anything. But there was so much that happened this weekend. I don't even know where to start, but I feel like knowing us, this being an ACA podcast, like we have to start with the Elite, right? Like
we have to start with the Elite.
That's our personality. There's our one brain cell, it's just the Elite. Oh, Charlie, how did you feel? Because like you are the official Elite like fan. Like,
you're the.
It's just
I am the.
The.
God, watching their entrance, I was just so giddy the entire time. I was like giddy excited for this pay-per-view in general, but like that being announced as the second match, I was like, what is going on? There's just so much happening straight away. And the entrance was just so good. Them coming out to Wayward Son by Kansas, like they've wanted to do that for over a year now. So seeing them actually be able to do it, and like all three of them coming out to the song, and like the shot of Matt standing on the ropes just singing to the crowd, it was just so good. Like that entrance couldn't have been any more perfect than it was. It was just so good.
Yeah, like I feel like overall, whenever I was watching the match last night, I realized I could not stop smiling. Like I literally spent the whole match just like smiling, but like by the end of it, I was like, my cheeks hurt because I literally could just not stop. Like I was just like, this is great. Like this is literally cinema. This is cinema.
Yes.
This is art. It's great.
That first shot, like when the first note hit, everything like just the shot after shadows in front of the screen.
Yeah.
I was screaming so loud, and it was 2:30 a.m. It was 2:30 a.m. I was at my friend's house, and I was just screaming nonstop. His roommate just woke up, came out of his room. Oh my god! Wait. Rob, oh my god, thank you so much, Rob, for the $10 for the super chat. Seda, do this for y'all. The A show keeps killing it for real. Shout out Jamie Hater. Jamie Hater.
Shout out Jamie Hater.
There it
Jamie
is.
Hater.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Appreciate you. We'll get to
Make
Jamie
sure you
Hater.
tune into Purist next week too.
Yes. The Friday show.
Yes.
I had to remember.
Also the A show. We're the co-A shows.
Co-A shows.
They're like two sides of the coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Rob. Yeah. So the Elite, the song was perfect. I think everything was just perfect. I couldn't believe when they announced it was the second match. I was still reeling from the steel cage, which was like incredible. I was shook. I was shaking nonstop. I was crying. I miss them so much. It's not the same without. Like, do you guys notice like the pay-per-view that I come back? AEW starts feeling like AEW again. Like it immediately, like
genuinely, like, not even like because of the Elite coming back, but like I feel like this pay-per-view genuinely felt like a blank page. It's like, okay, this is like the new direction that we're going for, and I really liked it a lot because it was like you could tell, like, okay, you know, we're putting everything back, like everything back, like that happened, you know, it's leaving it in the in the back, you know, this is like kind of them heading like a new direction, I guess, for it, which I personally feel like I'm looking forward to it a lot because it genuinely does make me more excited to actually keep tuning in.
Yes. I noticed that. I was like, I'm just gonna.
I saw it. I was just like, all right. No, but.
Oh my god.
So Tiger Style Pro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julian.
Thank you for the super
match
chat.
Felt straight out of Reseda for real. Loved it.
Yes. The match.
Yes.
Was perfect.
It was incredible.
Can you just like he's back 100%? No ring rust. He like gave up trying to sell the ring rust. He's just saying, yeah, I'm Kenny fucking Omega. I'm the god of this shit. Like let's go. I'm so glad to see him back in that form. It was amazing. And we're gonna have a series of best of 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Between two of the top teams in AEW. It's like, how can you be upset about this?
Yeah,
because it's just going to be fucking incredible. And they've probably been planning this for like at least a month. So these guys have been working on ways to make this really creative. And they're just going to do different things. I hope they bring in stipulations at some point. I don't want every match to be a stipulation match. But having every match just be a straight up match will probably not get tired, but it'd be a bit like, okay, so how are they going to top it? Because that pay-per-view match was already like fucking incredible. Like, I don't know. I already don't know how they're going to top that, but I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers, Kenny and Pac in the same ring.
Yes.
If there's like any wrestlers ever that I trust to have a good best of 7 series, like them.
It's them.
It's just them. Yeah.
So how do you guys think?
Such great chemistry. Like, I don't know. It's just
they're meant to wrestle forever. How do you think the best of 7 will go? So, like, who do you think is going to have the advantage? Because obviously, Death Triangle are currently 1 up.
I feel like it's going to be really, really tight. I feel like they're going to the 7th match to the last match.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel the Elite is winning in the end. But I'm really, the thing that I'm really like excited to see in the best of 7 series is that that triangle is slowly like turning. Like Phoenix used the hammer to win.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see because I feel that the Elite and that triangle are so good with storytelling.
Yes.
So I just know, even if they have all the 7 matches being like straight up matches, like no stipulation or not anything, I know that every single match is gonna tell a different story. Like I have this trust in them to do that, to tell a different story of every single match. And I feel like we're gonna see the breakup of that triangle. We're gonna see like the turn happening slowly with every match. And with the Elite, there's so much that can happen. Like Hangman can get involved, he can get it back, and there's gonna be Wrestle Kingdom in the middle. Like so there's so much. There's so much. I'm just really excited for the storytelling aspect of things, but of course, the in-ring, we just know it's going to be amazing every single time.
I do think that Death Triangle are going to get the first 3 wins, and that the Elite are going to be working from underneath as like the ultimate baby faces, just to like really solidify the Death Triangle like doing their heel turn. I still don't know if all 3 members are going to fully turn heel, because at the end of the match, Phoenix really did not look happy about the fact that he used the hammer. But I'm excited for it. I do think that the Elite are going to be working from underneath like in a couple of weeks. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I don't know, because I was thinking about that with Phoenix, like because at the start he looked a little bit conflicted.
Yeah.
But afterwards he gave like a little smile. So I don't know.
And
I don't know.
After the match, like Penta was like, "I'm proud of you" and stuff. It's just, it's really interesting.
So much.
There's so much storytelling going on. Like, I'm so excited. And second match is on Dynamite.
Like, okay, so kind of like really,
Phoenix looked heartbroken, Bro got to his knees. Yeah, like he looked so unhappy with himself that he did it. But like Pac and Penta were like, no, you did the right thing. Like we did what we had to do. I'm proud of you. So it's going to be really interesting how this plays in.
I'm so excited.
Kind of like reeling back to it. Like I know we had like the post pay-per-view podcast last night, like late night edition, which was, if you haven't watched it, you know, you can go back and watch it.
Yes.
The very first match, like when we talked about it, like the Jack Perry and Luchasaurus match, that cage match, I think that was like also like an insane, like good, like opening match. Like having that match followed by the Elite, like I was just like I was on my feet, like I was just like, dude, this is,
I was pacing my bedroom. It was just so much.
Like I said, like the roommate of my friend literally came out to see if we were okay because we didn't stop screaming. So it was 2:30 a.m. and he was just like, "Is everything okay? What's happening?" He was like worried for us.
I love that.
The Elite. Oh god! But the entire pay-per-view, I feel like there's so many great matches. Not even like just good matches. Oh, Jojo, thank you so much, Jojo. A Phoenix Soul run, a authentic title run would eat. Oh yes.
Yes, I agree 100%.
In my head, I've booked so many Phoenix matches.
Yeah.
Like with or just any Atlantic like matches. Like I would personally kill to see like Takeshita and Phoenix. Takeshita and like just pretty much anyone, Bandito and Phoenix, like just AR Fox and Phoenix, just have all these possibilities. Yeah. Like I don't know, I feel like he's like such a good like person to have like singles match with and like tag team, but just
get a tag team with him.
So how do you guys feel about like Jungle Boy, like, you know, no longer wanting to go by or transitioning out of his name from Jungle Boy and just going by Jack Perry now? Because I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, you know, I think there was like, I came out like earlier today where he was like I don't know, I read it on Twitter and then I just like didn't go back and read it, which I probably should have, but he was just like, you know, Jack Perry is like something that he would like to go forward for as, which I like a lot because
I like it,
I feel like it's time, because Jungle Boy, it's a nice gimmick, but I feel it's I don't know, it's like a gimmick that kind of puts him in a box, maybe. There are some great, of course, there's some great like characters in wrestling history and wrestlers that just like gimmick wrestlers. But I feel that Jungle Boy, it's not a strong enough character to be just Jungle Boy forever. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying, right? So,
Are you talking about that?
Yeah. Sorry, I just got a notification. BT is back tomorrow. That is why I was having a little moment. Sorry about that.
Let's go! Finally, I want like a 2 hours BT. I want a fucking movie. I just need a full hour just showing what they like. How was the past months for them? I kind of want everything, like a montage of their lives. I need it. We deserve it.
I want everyone to know. Hangman is backstage right now. He is currently booing the Elite. BTE. So boo Hangman right now because
tomatoes in the chat. Yes.
For Hangman, who you can't see, but he is.
Yeah, he's backstage. Here in spirit, unfortunately.
No tomatoes in the chat, please.
Monty is a known BTE fan. He was just getting into it before they had to go in the hiatus. It was really unfortunate.
But I'm excited to see how they're gonna do the. Thank you, Chad. The whole war with BTE because there's so much that can happen now. There's so much that can happen now, like with them coming back. And when Hangman, the good Hangman, not our Hangman, when he like gets back to AEW, like I'm so excited to see how they're gonna do like with his storyline with the Elite.
He has been on 3 podcasts. He said he was gonna go on hiatus, or his his twin Cactus Black has been haunting the podcast, and I don't know, man. Somebody needs to talk to him. So that Phil told him to relax.
Yes, fuck Stardust. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kenny and Osprey literally throwing up so good. Yes. I was screaming into a pillow for 10 straight minutes after that. Like, I could not. Like, I knew my heart was racing because, like, I kind of knew it was now or never for them to set up a match for Osprey at Wrestle Kingdom. And with everything they've been building the entire year, because since the beginning of the year, Osprey's been kind of calling out Kenny, and they've been doing like the whole thing. So it had to be Kenny, right? Like, it had to be him. But, like, still, we didn't know for sure. Like, we could never know for sure. And when the lights went out and the video showed up, I don't have the emotional capabilities to talk about this match without, like, going insane. I don't think I'll be able, like, that's my dream match for such a long time now. I genuinely think it's gonna be like a game changer match, like Okada and Omega was. Like, I feel like they can do that. It's gonna be just incredible, phenomenal, like match of the decade already. I don't care. It's gonna be a match of the year. Like, no one's gonna be able to top that. I'm like, sorry.
4 days in, and a match of the year contender's gonna happen. 2023 is gonna be a great year for pro wrestling if like that sort of stuff like keeps pace. It's gonna. I was like, so excited.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Like, whenever they showed the video of Kenny and like the crowd just lost it. Whenever they're not, I think that's what made me like go like, Hangman,
Jojo,
L's man,
Jojo, thank you,
bro. Thanks, Jojo.
Yeah, he has to attack like the real best in the world is back, Kenny Omega. Like, we don't need the fraud anymore. But yeah, like I said, like,
whoa,
like it's.
I'm good. I'm just.
Bye, Hangman. Hangman just said he's gonna kill himself. Oh, okay.
Bye.
He's being dramatic backstage. Have fun, man.
Yes.
I'll be alright.
So like you said, like the crowd in Japan just loves Kenny so much. Like, because the crowd, we know, like, the Japanese crowd, they really follow the rules of, like, just clapping. So the first time that I actually saw them lose their minds and start screaming was back at the G1 final when Osprey pulled out the V-Trigger and the One-Winged Angel. That was, like, the first time that they actually, like, screamed. And they broke the law, the rules. They didn't care because Osprey was pulling Kenny's move. So when Kenny showed up, everyone just, like, lost their minds. I can't even, like, the Japanese crowd loves Kenny so much. So I can't even imagine how the reaction is going to be, especially if I think they're going to be liberated, like, they're going to be able, like, to cheer, right, at Wrestle Kingdom. I think I saw
so.
TikTok.
I think that they're lifting, like,
I really hope so. But even if they're not allowed, I just know they're going to cheer for Kenny, like...
They're so mean.
They're so real.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, this is my absolute dream match. I don't know, like, I don't even have words.
The video package, do you guys think that Kenny's going into this working as the heel? Because as much as the Japanese crowd love him and the way they react to him, that video package didn't sound very babyface to me. Like,
no.
Which is really
and also,
interesting.
Like, yes, and also because I feel like he was fully back into the cleaner persona, like, fully, you know, and also like Osprey's reply at the post match stuff was like, Kenny left you and I stayed here, like that was his whole thing, like, so that's a really babyface stance to pull, like, I stayed here because I love Japanese wrestling, like, he went there to make more money and I stayed here for the love of the game, you know. So I don't know, I think it's an interesting dynamic to make Osprey the face in this rivalry. I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah, I'm interested. I'm really interested to see because they can pull it out. Like, if there anyone who can pull it off is them.
Far Cry. Oh. No, I said Far Cry. I don't know why I said that. Far Cry 222. Kenny Omega would make break laws too. This is very true. It's very true. Thank you for the super chat. Sorry for fucking up your name. It's been a long weekend.
Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, honestly, yes. Kenny got, like, the 2 biggest pops out of me in 2 different pay-per-views, in 2 different companies. Like, he's just that bitch. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like,
Oh, I think
He's
the
just
super chat's supposed to say Kenny Omega would make me break laws too, which
Yeah.
is so
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
Alright.
So exactly.
So yeah.
Alright,
So Full Gear. We're
Back
like
to
talking
Jack
about.
I know.
Perry. we went a full circle. We keep getting
Yes.
off track.
Yeah, Jack Perry. I think Like, do you guys have anything else to say about Jack Perry,
No.
Jungle Boy?
I mean,
I think it's good
Yeah,
character
she's good.
development because Jungle Boy, like him just going as Jungle Boy, really worked as Jurassic Express.
Mhm.
Because like you had Luchasaurus, you had Marco Stunt like back in the day as well. Like as that dynamic, it really worked. But now that he's a single star, it's just makes more sense for him to go by like Jungle Boy Jack Perry. And I
Yeah.
think like him coming like using his dad's last name as well, his last name, I feel like that's something that probably means a lot to him in his character development as well. So I'm really excited for him going forward. That cage match was like, I didn't expect it to be
So good.
that good.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't hating on it or anything. I was like excited for the match. But yeah, it blew me away how well they did. It was incredible.
Yeah, the thing with him was like when they first like broke up Jurassic Express, everyone was kind of like not sure about Jungle Boy, and we're like, okay, this is his make or break moment. He has to have a good promo, he has to like deliver good matches. Everyone was kind of expecting him to fail. Like no one had that trust in him to be a good promo and everything, especially after all Christian's promos, and Christian's really good in promos. So I feel like he's been delivering every single time.
Yeah.
Every time they put something in his hand, he goes out there and he does it amazingly. So that's a really good thing. I feel like he's been cementing himself as a star, as a future world champion. But after the steel cage, I can totally see it. Like he's already a made star. Yeah, he's
Star making.
Yeah.
Star making, like absolutely. I think there's another. If you want to put up on the screen for us, please. Thank you, Monty. Oh no, I didn't see what's Heyman's. Oh, then you can take it out again. No,
maybe put it up later when we get to that match.
Yeah. I didn't see it was Hangman's super chat.
Oh my god, that was a jump
thank
scare.
you.
I turned off the camera and I turned around and I just see Hangman on screen. Hangman, I thought you were gone.
Go on vacation. If you go back, you can see me freeze when I realized it was Heyman's super chat.
Yeah. Fuck Stardust with $1.99 again. Thank you. Can we also change Luchasaurus's freaking name?
I mean, I don't know. That I was really thinking about that because like now we know that Jungle Boy Jack Perry, like he can be a single star, but Luchasaurus, I don't know what's gonna happen to him. It's a very specific character, and I don't think like he's the type of character he'll be like a singles champion or anything. I feel like
no.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do.
As someone's like big guy.
Yes. So yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like if they change his name, if they change his name, they'll also have to take away the mask, and I don't think that's something that he wants to do for his character. So I don't mind his name. Like it's not offensive. Like it's just
it's what it is. I don't have anything against it. Like I just hope he doesn't get like too lost in the middle, but I think that's also hard because the roster is just insane, you know. And I'm sorry to him, like I bet he's a great person, but I don't think he's a priority.
Yeah, I feel like it would do him good if he just kind of stuck with Christian for now. Just because Christian, he is a GOAT. Like he is really good in the mic. He can make anyone look good, and as long as I feel like they're together, like it could work, you know.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
While Christian is rehabbing his injury, him acting as Luchasaurus's manager is like a really good way to keep him on TV and keep him relevant. Not that Christian would ever not be relevant, but it's like with how deep AEW's roster is, sometimes it feels like a little bit like out of sight, out of mind when someone's off TV for like too long. So I'm excited to see what they do with his character going forward. I'm interested to see if they run this match again or not, because they've had 2 now, right?
Yeah, but this felt like such a but this one, I feel like steel cages are so like closing, like rivalry closing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like-
where they can go after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
feel
no idea.
like pushing it too much. I feel this was a great closing for the rivalry. Like, with
Yeah.
Luchasaurus, but like the Christian thing, when Christian finally rehabs his injury, I still want to see that match. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like this is the Rest of Pure Divas podcast. We have to talk about the women's matches, and I mean there was a ton other great matches on the card. You guys can watch the review of the show, but like we're here to talk about like the women. I want to talk about the women now. So
Yes.
okay, we had 3
Which
women's
one?
matches
Which
pay-per-view, which is amazing. Let's go like in the order. Like the first one was Jade versus Nyla. I mean, Jade still the champion, no surprise there. I think was like a TBS title match. It wasn't her worst, it wasn't the best. So, Jade was just phenomenal, amazing. So it's just great card.
I thought I really liked it. I mean, I kind of like I said it like yesterday on the podcast too. Her doing that Liger Bomb really popped me like a lot. Their entrances were great too. Like I'm a big sucker for like good entrances and good like gear and stuff. So whenever I saw like Jade come out in her cosplay and then Nyla come out with Vicky and the tribute to Eddie, it was good.
The entrance was great. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like I liked it. I mean, there's not really much I can say about it other than Jade. Yes.
Jade and Nyla delivered just like I said it would. Black women. I agree 100%. It did deliver. I thought it was a really fun match.
It was,
Jade looked incredible. I'm not getting into whatever her cosplay was. There was enough debate about that yesterday.
There was.
She just looked incredible. She's such a star. And I didn't, like, the build-up to this feud was, like, meh. But I think the match delivered, and I'm excited to see what's next for Jade. And who's next for Jade? Who's left?
Exactly. So I felt like it was really, I think it was a creative feud for Jade. I don't think she had like this before. It was more of a comedic feud, and I liked it. I don't know who's next for her because I feel that maybe she's gonna lose her streak at 50. I think 50 is a good point. I think they want to do like a good number, but I don't know because it was supposed to be Chris Statlander. Now Chris is out until like God knows when, and I thought maybe then it's gonna be better, but like so I have no idea what they're gonna do now, but I'm excited to see what's to come because I feel like the women's storylines got a lot better. The improvement has been
Omegaism.
It's noticeable. Omegaism. Yes, exactly. Everything got better. Really coincidence? I don't think so.
Someone just said in chat Shida. I think Jade versus Shida would be a really interesting matchup.
That would be a great match,
That would be I feel like that would really let Jade show how much she's like improved over the last year. I think that's a good route to go.
Yeah, I want to see like Jade having more like actual matches. There she's able like to show her wrestling skills. Because I feel like she got so much better, but they keep giving her like the smaller matches, more comedic or more fun. And I feel like if they gave her an actual match, I think she can keep up. I think she can deliver like against a workhorse like Shida. So
it'll be fun.
I would like to see that. I think it would be interesting to see the level that Jade's at in ring. Any more comments about this match or?
Yeah, what did you guys think? Oh, people watching. I'm not you guys because obviously we just talked about it. But like, the people watching, like, was there anything like in specific that like you guys like did or didn't like about this match, like overall? Because I thought it was a good match. Like, it kind of did like disappoint me a little bit that they put them immediately after the Elite match, just because like that's kind of like, and it's not like it was like their fault. Like, they did what they had to do. They delivered, it was a good, solid match, but it was just like, I feel like the slot where it was placed at, it was just kind of like the crowd was just like
a little bit tired.
Yeah, because it's like putting banger match, a really solid match, like after it just kind of.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good match, I'm really biased because I love Jade. I think she's such a star, and I like Nyla too. Like, they're both just Right, so let me see.
This was good. Yeah, what I'm seeing in the chats, like, people are supporting giving Jade like more competitive matches. So I think that's a good idea for now. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so the next women's match on the card was a
Soraya
match. Definitely,
Britt Baker.
Definitely a match that happened yesterday. Yes.
Yeah.
Opinions?
Right. I didn't hate it. It wasn't a bad match, I don't think. And like considering like the new Queen of England, Saraya, yeah.
Okay,
we can't say that considering who else won on this pay-per-view, to be honest.
Monty.
Yeah, Monty.
Like, I'm happy for Saraya that she went out there, she had a match that was like, it was like a passable match. It wasn't bad. Like, it didn't, like, there was no disasters that happened in it. Like, the crowd were like kind of into it. Like, they were chanting, like, they were active for it.
Ayo. He hates me. He hates me. I swear to God. Every time Ayo's in the chat, he starts saying that I'm a DMD fan, that I'm a DMD enjoyer, that I'm a DMD merchant. Like, that's offensive. That's a hate crime. I'm sorry, but yes.
But yeah. Jojo, thank you.
RKJ.
Thank you, Jojo.
Better. This is true. I am a big fan of RKJ. He is very good. But
in the ring right now, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I think Annabelle, oh my god.
Hangman
just
I thought you said you were leaving.
Have some self-respect.
You said you're gonna kill yourself. Like
Okay. But like overall, I thought that match was okay, you know. It wasn't as bad as a lot of people are saying it was saying. I felt like it just went on a little bit longer than it should have.
Yeah. It could have been a bit more condensed, yeah. Yeah,
like it could have been condensed, but like I said, I'm glad that, she was able to have that moment, like, after being told, like, oh, you're not going to wrestle again, to, like, finally come back. And, like, I'm just happy for her that she was able to do that. Because it's like, who wouldn't be happy for someone who was, like, doing that? Like,
yeah,
finally like, getting back to do.
I'm never going to hate on someone for, like, being able to live out their dream again. Because, like, like, looking at it from that perspective, like, she had what, like, her life snatched away from her with the injury, and like I'm just happy for her that she got back to a point where she could have a passable match on a pay-per-view, and it was just like, it was good.
Hard editing. Thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. Yo, Rock.
Thank you, hard editing.
You rock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm really happy with this. Thank you.
But
yes.
So Britt Baker was also in this match, and I think she looked good. Anna, I'm sorry. I think she did a good job of making this match what it was.
I think she did a good job to making this match what it was, and it was bad. So like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know. She, like, for me, like, the thing with Brit for me that really annoys me is that I don't think, like, I can't say that. I would be lying. I was gonna say that I don't think she's bad, but I would be lying. So she can do moves, but she does every move like it's the first time she's trying to do them. So she just does the moves on like a 0.5 speed. It's like she's learning the move for the first time. It's so slow, and it annoys me so much. It's just like, be more fluid. You've been wrestling for like 5 years now. You can do the moves. You don't have like to. And I don't know. It's just she wrestles so slow. It's so annoying to me because the paces of the match get fucked up, especially if she's going against someone who hasn't wrestled in years and needs like the person to be able like to carry a little bit more.
Thank you, Ibrahima Young. I think I said that wrong. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but man who I've never seen or talked to or met in my life before. Thank you. You're so kind.
So wonderful of you.
But yes, her offense looks bad. Yeah, her punches are just like this, like noodles. And I don't know. It's just I feel like she can't do better. Like that's the thing. Like she's not a bad character. I'm not reading this one.
Thank you, Rob.
Go Ice Spice.
Like, thank you, Ice Spice. Yes.
Thank you, Ice
Please like
Spice.
the video. Please subscribe
Yes.
and leave a comment after. Keep sending super chats if you feel so inclined.
Yeah, like, so the thing is, I feel like she needs to find a style that suits her more because she's trying to wrestle a style that doesn't like fit her,
Yeah, I can see
her like talent, her abilities, you know.
Mhm.
So I feel like she needs to adapt. She's trying to do stuff that she can't do, and I feel like as a wrestler, you have to know your limitations and you have to know your boundaries.
Yeah.
And I don't think she realizes that because people gas her up so much, so that I genuinely think she's an amazing wrestler, and she tries to do stuff that she can't. And like, it's okay. You can admit that you're like a mid wrestler. There's no problem in that. I like some mid wrestlers, but like you know. So I just feel that it just kind of annoys me, and it's so slow. And I feel like for Saraya's first match back,
Yeah. Do you want to
I
read
would
this
kill
one, Anna?
myself. I would, like,
£5 super chat from Darren Walker. I'd like to see Brit in Stardom just to see the reaction from Anna.
I know. Would you like to see Britt versus Shuri?
I would like to see like Shuri kicking her ass. Like I would love to see like because I just know Brit would be shook. Like someone actually just because Shuri doesn't hold back. She generally just like kick people, and I would love to see Brit getting beat up by Shuri. Because maybe then she'll like learn. You know, some people just learn after going through hard stuff. There's nothing I can say. It's like. Yeah, so Ayo, thank you so much for the super chat. Hater tape coming soon. Song suggestions, no Rock. Oh, no Rock.
I was gonna say Rock is like the first sort of thing that came to mind because of like the sort of character Jamie Hater plays.
Exactly.
I'll have a think. I'll get back to you on that one, Ayo. We'll message you later. Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. Did you say no?
I mean, I really like Dolph Ziggler. He's not great, but I like him.
Like, I know people hate a lot on The Miz, but like I like The Miz. I feel like he's one of those people who can make it work. You know, he makes mid work, like being mid work. Like you know, so I like.
I'm trying to think of any mid wrestlers that I like.
I guess in Anna's opinion, DMD would be a mid wrestler. I kind of like now.
No, because like, The Miz is like for me. Oh, say it, Lexi.
I don't know if sorry, I forgot I had my camera off like this whole time.
We've just been talking to Toad. It's all right.
Would the Gun Club be considered mid? Because those are
a little below mid, I think. Yeah.
A little bit below mid. All right, I like the Gun Club. I Gun Club girls.
I feel like that's a fair one. Yeah, but like the Miz, I'm saying, like, he kind of reminds me of Britt Baker in the sense that in ring he's trash, but I feel like he's good on the mic and he can be a good character if he tries. And I feel like Britt, if she focused more on that and less on trying to be good in ring, she could do that as well. Like, like because I don't know, but like there are some good mid wrestlers when they admit they're mid and try to focus on other parts of their personality because they're not like as athletic. Not everyone can be like Kenny Omega. Not everyone can be a Lou Ospreay. You know, so.
I think Brandon Cutler's a really good example of it because he's a great comedy character and like he knows his role and he plays it to perfection. It's incredible. Shout out Brandon Cutler. You're great. Excited for BTE.
Let's go. But yeah, so the match I want to see. I'm curious to see Saraya having more matches against like generally good wrestlers to see if she's still like if she can keep up, because I don't think putting her against Britt is a good example. She can still go in the ring, you know, because
and I'm also like interested to see like what's happening now, like if she's gonna continue feuding with Britt or if they're gonna give her like a new person to feud with. Like I just kind of want to see what goes on from here now. Like it's just
thank you, Heart Editing.
Thank you, Heart Editing.
Thank you.
You're great.
Yeah, but that's like my not one concern, but like my one like thing that I'm curious
Query.
about. Like,
Yeah.
it's just what's happening now.
Yeah. I don't know who would who would you put Soraya against next? Like, would you have her have another match with Britt? I personally wouldn't, because she did win clean. I don't think it would make sense for there to be like a follow-up match, not just yet anyways. But I don't know.
I want to see maybe like Tony. I just want to see her going actually like a good wrestler, so we can actually see if she like is still good in ring, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see. So Tony, I think, is a good option because like she just lost the title, so and she still needs to be in prominence. She still needs like to be important. They kept her very strong even with she losing, I think.
Yeah.
Because she took like a bunch of finishers, a bunch of bullshit, and she still like kept kicking out. So they didn't make her look weak even if she lost. So I just feel like that maybe would be an interesting.
My bad.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, now that I just mentioned Tony, now that actually like the match for the AW Women's title is not entering for me. You know, like it's the AW Women's title. I do not care.
Scrap the interim.
But yes, Tony Storm lost her title to Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter. And one of the best. I genuinely think one of the best, if not like one of the best, if not the best, AW Women's pay-per-view match ever
of all
for
time.
me. Is like
I think it's one of the best AEW women's matches. Period.
Yes, period. Yes, for me, it's like right up there in pay-per-view matches with Riho versus Emi Sakura at Revolution. Yes. I think it's 2019 or 2020. But it was amazing. It was everything that I was expecting and more. And I was just expecting them to beat each other up because they're both have like the Stardom backgrounds and they're both like really hard hitters. And it was their last match. Strikers, yes, the last match that they had together, the one in the tournament. Like I think it was the Owen Hart tournament was also like amazing. So this one, the expectations were high and they delivered. I think they're like over delivered. They went over people's expectations and it was an amazing 100%. Match.
Yeah. Adrian, thank you.
$4.99. Shout out to the Divas. Also gonna need to see Jamie defend against Willow.
Yes. Oh, I am so down for that. That'd be yes.
Like I personally would have loved to see Tony's like reign go on a little bit longer, but at the same time, I am like really glad that like AEW like capitalized on how red hot like Jamie is, and they like gave her the belt on time. Like, you know, because sometimes I feel like they wait a little bit too long to the point where like their momentum kind of like slows down or something. So I'm just like really glad they were able to like pull the trigger like on her right now. You know, like And they did a really good job. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry, Anna. I think like they also did like a really good job at like booking Tony as a champion. Yeah. Like
absolutely.
It was just a really solid reign, and I'm like really happy with her reign too. So like
I just wish it was officially recognized. And I think TK, if one of your people are listening, retcon that reign and just officially recognize it. Get rid of the interim. We don't know when Thunder Rosa's going to be back. Just make it make Tony's reign officially recognized. Officially recognize Jamie Hayter's, and just deal with the Thunder Rosa stuff when she comes back.
Yes,
please.
No,
that's
absolutely.
my only gripe with it.
Yeah, Tony. I feel like I didn't want to see her lose. I feel like it was a good decision. It was really surprising to me to see Jamie win. I thought like some bullshit was gonna happen. Finally, the return, like I don't know, but I think it was just to see like how the crowd was behind her, and every time that Tony kicked out, the crowd was booing. So I think it was just the right decision to make Jamie win, definitely, because if you had Tony retain over Jamie, the crowd would turn on Tony, and that's like not good also. But still, I still want to see Tony be able to have like a full like long title reign because she was doing amazing. It was definitely one of the best AW Women's title reigns like ever. So and she's an amazing wrestler. I just think she deserves more. I hope she can stay like I said, like in prominence important, because she absolutely deserves that. And in the future, I hope she has another title ring, like an official
100%.
recognized title ring.
Yeah. And she's
But I'm
still
so excited to see.
young, so
Yes.
like both of these women, they're still so young. They're like what, 26, 27, something like that. Like they are people that the women's division should be built around at this point in time, because of they're just like it, like other than like the Joshi wrestlers, because of they're almost always just a league above everyone else. Like Jamie and Tony are like the peak of the women's division when it comes to like in-ring ability. They are just fantastic. I love this match so much.
It was amazing. It was like really great, and I'm excited to see what's to come for Jamie's reign, because we know like finally the Britt Baker feud is gonna happen, because now there's a title in the middle, right? So
listen, Britt Baker's curb stomp onto the title was actually kind of beast. She just came out of fucking nowhere and she hit it so good.
That was a jump scare. I just looked to the screen, I'm enjoying a good match, and then Britt Baker shows up like,
but like her undoing the jacket and being like, it's Jamie's time. It was just like, I don't like interferences, and I don't think Rebel interfering was necessarily like needed, but her Rebel's reaction to getting ejected kind of made it worth it, because that was fucking comedy. But like that spot was just so good, and like the way Britt was supporting Jamie, like it felt like not like she was giving her a rub, but because of Britt Baker is looked at as the face of the women's division, it felt like a really important moment for her.
Yeah, so
I thought Britt was gonna turn on Jamie after the match.
Yeah,
like whenever they were walking back. I'll just say that.
I was waiting for it.
Alexi, are your camera off? Like, is it a conscious decision, or did you forget again?
Wait, no, this time I actually did turn it off. Okay.
Okay. Just to make sure. Like,
I did turn it off. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, but so yeah, I think the turn is finally coming though. I feel like that's a good first, even though like I don't like Britt, and I know like the Jamie's gonna do a carry job. I think it's a good first feud for Jamie to establish her as a champion, a way for Britt, like establish her personality, like just actually establish her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it can be an interesting feud for the next pay-per-view for sure. So yes, I really like the match. I'm happy for Jamie and happy to see what's to come.
Yeah, women's wrestling, man. AEW's finally getting there with it. Like, it's still far from perfect, but it is leagues above what it was like even like 3 months ago. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
They are really like nailing it down and finally getting somewhere with the division. There's like storylines for the titles. There's storylines outside of the titles. Like, it feels like AEW is finally on the right track again. They've been a little bit all over the place, like between like the last couple of months, but Full Gear definitely felt like a reset.
Yeah, it was really great. And like talking about resets, we also have like a new AEW champion, MJF.
Oh my god!
MJF.
Yes.
That I was so happy with that as well. Like, I really liked it because I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't sure they were actually gonna do this pay-per-view. Like, I was kind of, and there was so many possibilities going into the match. Like, is the firm gonna interrupt, like, in favor of MJF or maybe against MJF? Is Regal gonna do something? And in the end, Regal like turned on Mox, kind of, and we were double crossed.
MJF the brass knuckles,
Yeah, he was like, no, you're not going to use the ring. Like, you put the ring down, and then MJF threw the ring out, and then Rigo got the brass knuckles. Just the double cross of the century.
We got baited in. It was such a good moment. And I have been a very vocal critic of MJF, but I think he did exactly what he needed to do on this pay-per-view. Like, Mox and MJF's in-ring chemistry, it's an interesting one because of like there was just a lot of shit talk. They were like going back and forth a lot. Mox was just kicking the shit out of him at one point, which is like how the match should have gone because Mox is the veteran in this scenario. And like MJF's like he had such a point to prove, and like the way he was just like being, I don't know like how to say it, that he was just like really playing his character well in this match. And then like the turn at the end with Regal sliding him the brass knuckles and like him clocking Mox with him, it makes Mox look like fantastic in defeat as well. And like Mox always looks fantastic, like no matter how matches play out. But it adds like a really interesting dynamic, because is Regal now going to be with MJF, or was it just a case of like, I knew you couldn't do it alone, so I gave you a hand? Like, I'm really interested to see how the story with Regal and Max plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
also
know.
like what's gonna happen with Regal and the Blackpool Combat Club,
Mhm.
because Mox probably gonna go on vacation as he deserves, like finally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, what's
God
gonna
rest.
happen there? Like, what's gonna be the
Yeah.
dynamic? I don't know. I'm really excited to see. Like, and I'm
I love
happy that they
drama.
kept like, yes, just a
Mhm.
mess. It's just
It's-
messy and dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, messy and dramatic. That's how wrestling should be. Real wrestling should be
Exactly.
all about
Real
dramatics.
wrestling, yes.
Yes. Yeah, and I love that they found a way to keep MJF a heel, because I feel like the
Yes.
dynamic to having a heel champion, it really like it's gonna work a lot.
Yeah.
Because since Kenny dropped the title, like all the champions have been kind of faces, and MJF in this
Yeah.
match was crazy. People were like chanting "fuck you, Mox" and booing Mox out of the building.
Yeah.
So like MJF was kind of the baby face in the dynamic. And even when he
Mhm.
won by cheating, he was still having a babyface reaction, but he's still a heel. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen. And it was definitely the right moment to crown MJF. Like he's ready.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
he has the
100%.
potential to like take AEW for me like to the crossover point. Like
Mhm.
he's a crossover star, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, he's yeah.
I don't know. Overall, I thought the match was really good too.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
potentially, I like you said, like I do want to know what's gonna happen with the BCC. Like, you
Yeah.
know, especially
Well,
like because we've
Uta's
had
tweet last night.
yeah. So to say,
Mhm.
especially with the you saw what Yuta tweeted, right, Anna, about calling him like
Yeah.
a fucking, or just tweeting like fucking snake, you know. So
Mhm.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested of what's gonna happen like in between them, if there's gonna be some kind of like, you know, little civil war in between there, like the
Yeah.
tension and stuff. Like
Mhm.
could like Yuta be like MJF's like next, you know, feud, I guess,
Mhm.
or because I mean we still have the
The Eliminator match.
the eliminator match, yeah. So whoever wins from that obviously is gonna be like
Yeah. That's the Winter
Yeah.
is Coming match.
winter is coming.
Yep, that Alexia's gonna be there for.
Let's go.
You get one of the elite Death Triangle matches as
Oh my
well.
god, I'm so
Oh,
excited for that.
Oh, this is so good.
I won.
But who do you guys think is gonna win the Eliminator match?
I feel like
Personally, I don't want either of them to win.
I was about to say, personally, I want Ricky to win.
Mm,
Like I want Ricky to win, but I feel like Ethan Page is winning. Is
yeah.
I get it
all the
because
firm
especially
stuff is just-
exactly the firm thing. I was thinking about that because now I don't know. Like now I'm really confused. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen as well because like I'm confused because of the whole firm thing because I generally thought like the firm was kind of like pretending to be against Max so that they could help him win the title, but then that didn't
They
happen.
just didn't get him.
And-
Thank God.
Yeah, honestly. And now I don't know what's gonna happen with the whole firm thing. Do they actually turn on Max, like with the whole Regal thing as well? There's
Yeah.
a lot of possibilities, and I think that's the best part of wrestling. Like we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
we don't.
all the possibilities like look good.
Yeah,
So
because
Yeah.
like we said, like is MJF like kind of like heel or working heel or face right now? I guess because it also kind of depends, like, you know, if they're trying to make like Max like a heel, then you know Ricky Starks would be like the obvious reason to go because you're gonna have someone you're gonna base like, you know, the baby face, like trying to get him up there to the baby face level. Plus, like for me, it makes sense like Ricky winning the eliminator match just because it's like at Winter is Coming, which is in Texas, which is, you know, that would be like a good, I guess, like home advantage for Ricky, you know, going into that match for it. But I don't know, like I just kind of honestly don't know what they're doing with Max right now. I personally don't know. Like I just don't know if they're trying to make him heel, face, tweener, you know.
I think Max's character just kind of surpasses like the heel baby face like brackets that you can put people into. He's just MJF, and like he's just so over with the crowd no matter what he does. And I think AEW have just embraced that and just been like, you know what, we'll do it on a feud by feud basis. Like lean into the babyface stuff, lean into the heel stuff, like just work the character that works best with the feud. Which I think is the best way to book a champion, personally. Like, I don't think, like, you have to be... Like, certain characters, they're, like, it's very obvious whether they're heel or face. But even with, like, Moxley, like, in certain matches, he'll work the heel stuff. In certain matches, he'll work the babyface stuff. Like, you just have to, like, play it by ear and, like, work with what the crowd are wanting. So... But when it comes to the Eliminator match, I think Ethan Page is winning. Just because Ricky's babyface run is only just getting started, do you have him lose to MJF this soon? Like,
maybe
so I think
like Hobbs can do something. Like,
no, I think the firm's going to get involved in the match. Unfortunately,
I don't know. Everything is up in the air. Like, I just like kind of going whatever, but that's who I personally want to see win, Ricky, just because. I think that would be like a
it'd be the better batch,
Like Charlie, I think you're like when you talk about the champion, booking the champion for the feud, I think is the best way to keep a champion fresh, because what can get like really old really fast, the champion's always the face or the champion's always the heel, because it's always like the same feuds over and over again, and like it can get like annoying. It can be like too much if the champion doesn't know how to work it. And I feel like that's something that really makes people get tired of title reigns so fast. So if you book the champion for the feud, you're always going to have something different and something new happening. And I think that's like the best way to keep the champion like fresh. And like, I know it's really young because MJF literally just won the title, but like, I already know that I want Eddie to be the one to take it off him. I don't care what happens. It has to be at Kingston. Like, I don't care.
Hangman is upset that we didn't read his super chat.
Oh yeah.
Can we bring that?
But I think I lost it. I tried scrolling up through the chat to look for it, but it's not. Like, unless
I don't know.
Monty can.
It was really up there. Monty, can you find it, please?
Oh, there it is. All right. That man who shall not be named, $5. Thank you.
Thank you.
MJF staying heel is a great thing for potential matchups to be made. Multiple baby faces can be put against them, even if they're not ready.
Yeah, I agree with that. So
I feel
if he works like he can work baby faces, I feel like I've missed something.
No, it's just he waited for so long and we were just like,
yeah. That's what I was laughing at. He was like, I haven't read my chat. We read it. We're just like, yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, like the thing is, like as I was saying, like he can do both like the babyface and the heel matches, I feel like. Because of like the type of character he is, like he's just it'll be great. But I want to see him have a match against Bandito, because I think that'd be a very interesting dynamic.
I just want to see Bandito against the whole roster.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like he just has like great matches with anyone. Like,
give me my Bandito Brian Cage rematch. This is all I want, and I've been asking for weeks. I just want to see them have a match again in front of an AEW crowd.
For me, like Bandito and Takeshita are two wrestlers that you can put to wrestle on TV every single week, and it's not gonna get old. Like, I just need them wrestling. Yeah,
they can wrestle each other. I would love that too. Like
that match is going crazy. Like that's a pay-per-view match. I don't care.
Orange Cassidy, Bandito, Takeshita, triple threat for the All Atlantic belt.
That would be great.
That's a 7 stars match. I don't care.
It'd be so good. Just peak wrestling. I love them.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to? I feel like we pretty much like talked about everything that we needed to in Full Gear that we we're sitting.
Yeah, like our highlights. Like,
do you want to talk about Anna, you know what we're going.
Okay. So, like, because Full Gear AEW wasn't the only thing that happened this weekend. Yes, we also had a Stardom pay-per-view. Yes, ask me Stardom questions. Let's go.
Do.
Let's go.
This is basically an Anna Q&A Stardom. Because like right now, she's like also educating us on Stardom because Charlie and I are still like pretty new to Stardom, you know?
Yes.
Like we watch it, but I'm just like, you can't see me. I'm gonna move this way. And I know, thank you. Moving all over. We're still like pretty new to Stardom, you know. Like we watch it, we're not as kept up with it as Anna is. So this is also like a really good like introductory. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it right. Like to Stardom for us too. So if you guys ever have if you guys have any questions about it or like any match recommendations, anything that you guys just want to let us know now, like in the comments, like if you want to send a super chat or anything, you know, it would be appreciated. But just this is the Anna Power Hour right now. You know, we're just here for the ride too.
So okay, yes, I'm just gonna go with the Jeff Jarrett of Stardom.
We have Monty wants to know who the Jeff Jarrett of Stardom is.
I don't think there's a Jeff Jarrett in Stardom. I mean, I had to think about that one. That's a good question.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nanai. No, I think Nanai is kind of the CM Punk of Stardom, if I'm being honest. She had like the whole thing with Rossi, and then she came back. But yeah, Mayu, yes, Tomix, thank you so much for the £5. Mayu Watani is the GOAT. Yes, I was so sad when she didn't win. So happy for Kairi though. Yes. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Like, I'm gonna get there. I will try to go like chronologically until we get to that match. It was like the last match of the weekend. But yeah, they had the IWGP women's title match, and a lot of Stardom fans, me included, were expecting Mayu to win because the way they were building everything, it seemed like Mayu was gonna win, and she deserved to win. She's just the GOAT. She stayed in Stardom when Io and Kairi left. Like, she held things together. She's just like the ace of the company. She's the icon, one of the best of all time. And then she lost, so everyone was kind of confused, and I was like heartbroken and kind of, even though I'm really happy for Kairi, and she also deserves it, and it makes sense because she has experience wrestling abroad, and they kind of won that with this title apparently. But it makes sense, but still, like, Mayu, yeah, I'm gonna get there. I'll go more in detail with that. But yeah, first of all, like they had their pay-per-view on Saturday, Gold Rush, which had like a ton of matches, but I think the most important ones was Saya versus Kairi for the white belt, the Wonder of Stardom belt, which was a match that was supposed to have happened like 2 months ago, but it was canceled because Kairi had COVID. And it was my most expected match of the year. I was so excited when they announced it, and then it got canceled like 2 days before. And just, it was, I was really sad. Everyone was really sad and disappointed. And for a long time, because right after that, the 5-star Grand Prix started, so it seemed like they forgot about it. Like, they never mentioned it again, so no one knew when it's going to happen or if they were going to do this match or not. But then finally, it happened. They went to a 30-minute time limit draw. It was an amazing match. Saya is still the champion. And now I don't know how they're going to do with the rematch stuff, like, because Kairi is also a champion. So is she going to, like, fight for is she going to be Kairi 2 belts? Like, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen there. But the match was amazing. Like, it was worth the wait. Absolutely was. Everything that I waited and more was great. Kairi was wrestling like she didn't have a main event title match in the next day. So it was just phenomenal. Also, in the same pay-per-view, they ran, like, again, Shuri versus Utami, where it was their 6th match together. And Shuri versus Utami is probably one of the most iconic, if not the most, like, by now, iconic rivalry in Stardom match-wise. Because every single match that they had have been, like, iconic. They have the 5.5 star matches, which is like the highest women's rated match.
Wow. Wait, what was the rate? I'm sorry.
The 5.5 stars.
Oh, damn.
It's the only women's match in history to go over 5 stars. Shuri versus Utami. Yeah, when Utami was champion, and she and Shuri went to a time limit draw, and then they wrestle for another, like after the match was over, they wrestle for another 15 minutes. They grab the mic and say like, no, we want to keep wrestling. They wrestle. The match is on YouTube. You guys can watch it. It's so good. They went to another 15 minutes, and the match ended in double knockout. Was insane. It's like a really really good match. It was incredible. Like, and every single match that they have against each other, they deliver. And everyone was kind of like, okay, what they're gonna do now, because it's their sixth match together. They're having another title match together, but now with the positions like switched, because now Shuri is the champion and Utami is the challenger. But of course, they were able to deliver again. They're just a match made in wrestling heaven, so it was incredible, amazing. Like, yes, just a great start for the weekend with the Stardom pay-per-view. And yes, is there like any Stardom questions you guys can like
ask me now? Asked, so she said, yeah, I was just about to write that. I want to get into watching Stardom, but I don't know where to start. So
I know, like, it looks really overwhelming at first because it's a bunch of wrestlers you never like heard about, and there's like a lot of names you don't even know how to pronounce at first. Like, I know it's really like overwhelming when you start watching Stardom, but honestly, my best advice is just get into it. When you see like there's a pay-per-view that's gonna happen, just try to watch it live. And because people on the timeline are going to be talking about it, like if you follow people on Twitter that watch Stardom, they're going to be talking about it. So like you kind of understand what's happening just like, you know, by watching it. It's just one of those things you have to watch until you get it. But it's worth watching because at first you're not going to mention anything besides, oh, this match is really great. And then you start like saying, oh, I like this person and I like this person. So I'll try to watch more matches of this person. So I think the best way is just start, like, if you find they have matches on YouTube, like I said, they would tell me Shuri match. You can start like looking for matches like that, just random matches. See which wrestlers you like the most and try to find more matches of them to watch online. And if there's a pay-per-view, try to watch. I know the timing is really bad, like because it's in Japan, so the pay-per-view can start 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. Like it's really all over the place depending on where you live. But try to like catch a pay-per-view live or something.
Yes.
Because I feel
also, Peps does the weekly Joshi guide that gets put out on the Wrestle Purist website. So that's something that I've been keeping up with, and that's how like I've slowly been getting into Stardom, because Peps does a really good job of like just keeping up to date with it and like explaining everything that's going on. So I do highly recommend going and reading those.
Yes. Yeah, and also something that really like helps is when you see people talking about a match, a Stardom match, when you see like a lot of people talking about a match, like Mayu versus Kairi, a lot of people are talking about it. And when Shuri versus Utami first happened, a lot of people were talking about it, like Azumi versus Starlight. When you see people talking about a match, like go after it and watch it. You know, like really it's worth it. People are talking about the match for a reason. So you don't need to start like fully immersing yourself into Stardom, but if you start little by little, just watching the matches that people talk to like about the most, you'll eventually like start learning and getting there. But like just actually, the thing that I always say is like make the effort, go after it. It's not always the most accessible thing, but you can find the matches like in different sites and places. So just go after it when you see people talking about the match. Like make an effort to watch it, because I guarantee it's always worth it.
Yeah, and I also know Parker in the Wrestle Purist Discord, which by the way we made one. If you haven't joined, if you haven't joined, I think Monty is gonna post the link for it on the description for this video. If not, it's on the Wrestle Purist Twitter. Parker has like a match guide that he posts where he like updates like from the beginning of the year. I think like from like January up until now, like match guides that he like watches and stuff, which is also some of the ones that I've been watching as well. So yeah, that's also another one to go that I know. That's how I also keep up with matches and stuff.
Yes. And also, like, look for content. I'll read the question in a second, but like, look for content of people who talk about Stardom. Like the people are like recommending a lot of good people in the chat. Like Kairi watches wrestling. She makes a lot of good videos explaining who wrestlers are, because she's also like learning as she go along. So it's a really nice video. She has a great video on Julia. So like listen to podcasts like the 5-Star Joshi Show. Like read Pep's Joshi Guide. Like, go after people who do like Joshi content, because I feel like it's easier, because a lot of the people are really open about it, and the way that they make their content is try to get more fans into Joshi.
Yeah.
So, I feel like it's good to do that. And okay, so Adrian, how does Anna feel about the white belt finish? Okay, the time, I think he's talking about the time limit draw, and I liked it. I knew it was either going to be a draw or Kairi was going to win. Because, of course, I was thinking Maya was going to win the IWGP title. So when they did the draw, I thought, okay, so Mayu is definitely winning because they're going to run it back, the white belt match, maybe at Dream Kingdom, which is like Stardom's Wrestle Kingdom. It happens on December 29. So I thought maybe they're going to run it back with no time limit after, and like Kairi's gonna win the white belt because Mayu is winning the AWGP, but then like Kairi won the AWGP, so I'm kind of confused with that right now. I don't know if they're gonna do like Kairi 2 belts or if Saya's gonna objectively win against Kairi, but I do want to see them have the match again. I feel it was a good ending to let us see the match again, for them to run it back. So I think it was good for both of them. Yeah. Brendan Cutler of Stardom, let me think. The Brendan Cutler would be like a good comedy wrestler who's kind of mid in the ring, right?
Yes.
Because the thing with Stardom that I gotta say is like, almost all the wrestlers are just like really, really good.
Like there's no mid wrestlers.
Like, there's some bad wrestlers, but they're not like comedy wrestlers. Like the wrestlers that do like comedies, maybe Saki Kashima, I would say, but like she's actually a good wrestler. She's not a mid wrestler, but she's like the most comedic character that I have. Like her entire run in the 5-star Grand Prix was that she was in the same block as Shuri, who's the world champion of Stardom, and Saki Kashima, she's a member of Oedo Tai. She's one of the trio champions now, and she was like saying that she was scared to wrestle Shuri. She didn't want to have a match against Shuri because she was scared of her. And when they eventually had their match, Saki spent like the entire match just like holding onto the corner. She's not looking at Shuri. She's like trying to escape. So, and she does that really well. But she can actually wrestle. So I feel like maybe Saki Kashima would be the closest to it. Darren Walker, thank you so much for the 10 pounds. Any reason Stardom not use any international wrestlers now? I remember young Tessa Blanchard, Tony Storm, Shayna Baszler, and other wrestlers there. I think the pandemic was the biggest thing that made them like close their borders up for a while, because before the pandemic, Jamie was a champion there. Jamie Hayter. She was the SWA champion, which is their international belt. But because of the pandemic, she had like to vacate the title and all that. So I feel that because of the pandemic, they closed up, and now that the pandemic's kind of over, they're being able to have international people in Japan. They're gonna start opening up again, but I feel like it's not quite there yet. I feel like it's gonna be like a process for them to open up again, because now I feel like they want to work with other wrestlers, mostly in AW.
I hope Alex Windsor turns up, because she is. But
that's also like a real thing that's kind of happening, is that all the international talent, it's going to Tokyo Joshi, and Tokyo Joshi is Stardom's like competitor. They do not get along like at all. So so that's also something that I feel like kind of it's stopping Stardom to have some international talents, because a lot of the international talents are working with Tokyo Joshi right now. Like Tokyo Joshi has been really good in getting interesting international talent to go there. So I feel like maybe that stops Stardom from getting a feel of them, but I'm interested to see like what's gonna happen. Yeah. So any other questions you want to put in the screen? I see some Mookie asking if I like Lady C. I do not. I feel like Lady C being Queen's Quest. Queen's Quest is my favorite faction, because the thing about Stardom is divided in factions. Right. I think besides Kairi, there's no wrestler who doesn't have a faction. All of them are like groups. And I feel like this is a really nice dynamic. It's really different from any other company. Like they all have their own groups. I feel like it's very realistic, because in life you just have like your own group, right? So you'll just have like the people you're closest to and all that. And I feel like it always delivers like good storylines and drama. and none of the wrestlers are lost in the roster. They all make like have their part in their group. So Lady C, she's a part of King's Quest, which is my personal favorite group, which has Saya Kamitani, Utami Hayashita, and Azumi. And they're all like, Azumi, Saya, and Utami are 3 of the best in the world and in Stardom. And Lady C, she's just bad. Like, I'm sorry. She's one of those wrestlers, and especially in Stardom, you're like, yeah, she's bad like in any scenario, but in Stardom especially, she's really bad. And she doesn't get better, and that's what the most frustrating thing is, because Saya, when she started, Saya was awful, but now she's one of the best in the world, and Lady C just doesn't get better. So I don't like seeing her in Queen's Quest. It really annoys me, personally. Who is the big star? God damn it.
Well, it sounds like Lady C.
It sounds like Lady C.
Lady C, let's go. Lady C is the big star.
Dream asked earlier, he said, Charlie and Alexia, who are y'all's favorite Stardom wrestlers so far? Personally, I have 2 wrestlers that I think like I've watched a lot of their matches that I actually did like. I'm a big Natsupoi girl. Poi. I love her.
Yeah,
she is so
like
cute. Yes. And I like Saya Kamitani. Those are like the 2 wrestlers like from those are like the ones that I've watched the most that I'm actually like actually going out of my way and be like, oh, she's wrestling. Okay, I'm gonna try to stay up, watch this, So it's like those are like my 2 favorite right now,
I love Julia. I think she's incredible. She's so cool. She has such good presentation. And like, I mean, so many people in Stardom do. Their presentation in general is just like the best in the business, like any company. But Julia, she just has the look, cool and too. She's just getting better and better. And I'm really excited for her future.
Yeah, Julia, she's just one of those people that I feel can take Stardom to another level, because I feel like she can really connect with an international audience. She has the energy, the big star energy. And I feel like New Japan sees it like as Stardom knows that she's like the next big thing. She just won the 5-star Grand Prix, which is like Stardom's G1 Climax. And she's going to challenge Shuri for the red belt, the World of Stardom belt in December during Queendom. And she's probably going to win the red belt. So Julia's going to be like the Stardom champion for the next year, which is definitely going to be amazing. She's going to have an incredible year. And I'm really excited for that, because I feel like if there's like one person in Stardom right now who can take it to this level of getting international fans, is Julia.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Monty, can you put the super chat? Thank you, Manny.
Thank you, Manny. Is that your dog? Your dog is really cute.
Who's the Goldberg
of Stardom? Dude, man. Hey, I'm wearing my Kimonito necklace. Look.
I love this so much.
I'm sorry. Charlie like moved right. You can't even see it, but that's my Kimonito necklace. I love that. Thanks, dude, man. Who is
the Goldberg of Stardom? Probably Kairi. Like
Kairi,
like the spear. Like because before, I don't know like how it's gonna be now that she won the title, but before she got the title, she was just wrestling. Since she came back, I think she had like 5 matches and like 6 matches in the entire year. And the spear, all that. I'm really excited to see how it's gonna be how her title reign is gonna be, because like she'll actually have to wrestle now. So Stardom match of the year. This one is so hard because there have been like so many amazing matches, and it all depends the type of match you like, because they really have matches for everyone. Like if you want something more high speed, more like Lucha Libre style inspired, I guess. Probably Starlight Kid versus Azumi was an iconic match, incredible match.
I love that match.
Yeah. My personal favorite until now is with Saya Kamitani versus Natsupoi. That's my personal favorite.
I was just about to say the one that's the Cinderella journey, right?
Yes. And it's like such an underrated match. Such an underrated match. I think it's one of the best matches of Saya's title reign. Her entire title reign was great. The 5-star Grand Prix had 20 different matches that could be match of the year potential. Julia versus Tyler Kidd, Julia versus Mayo, Julia just had an incredible run. Like Maya versus Tyler Kid, Julia versus Suzuki, Suzuki versus Saya. Like there were so many amazing matches. It's really hard to say one specific match of the year. Like they had an incredible year. Like I'm sorry, I wish I could give a better answer, but like there were so many matches. Many matches.
The quality is just like so up there. It's hard to like pinpoint what could be their match of the year because there's just so much. They have so many pay-per-views as well, so they're just constantly like pumping out matches that are just like such a high quality. I can choose a match of the year.
Yeah, that's also what I like kind of learned to appreciate about Stardom. Like even though they have like a bunch of shows, it's like there's not like a single card on a show that where it's just like you kind of sit through it, you're just like this match, you know, it's kind of like it's like every match it's like good and fresh, and it's like it does. I don't know how to explain it other than like I really like how like every like as many shows as they have, like you would like think like, oh my god, it's like so repetitive and stuff, but everything is like so like different and like good, and I like that.
I feel like every single show they have a match of the year potential candidate. Like honestly, it's insane. It's just it is what it is. They're amazing. They're just great. Do you guys have any kind of questions, like Alexi and Charlie? What do you want to know about Stardom?
What's like I'm trying to think. What's like the big storylines going into 2023? Because I know the Kairi match for Wrestle Kingdom got announced.
Yes. She's gonna wrestle Tam Nakano for Wrestle Kingdom. A lot of people were like thinking maybe it's gonna be Mercedes Sasha, but no. So she's gonna wrestle Tam, and the thing with Tam Nakano, like she's like she loves lore. Before every single match, she does like a
Charlie
thread on Twitter.
I saw your face.
I got excited.
Your face. I'm sorry, Anna. That was so funny. So before every match,
she does a thread on Twitter with like a huge thread just explaining the lore from like since she was born until this match, like what happened in her life. So you know, she's gonna even if the match has absolutely like no story at all, she's just gonna pull a story out of her ass. Like I love it. She's really great with that. But like her and Kairi, they teamed up when Kairi came back. So I think there's like a little bit of history there. So I'm interested. It's definitely gonna be an amazing match. Like Tam Nakano, it's amazing, and I'm really happy to see her being able to take this spot to have a singles match at Wrestle Kingdom because she always delivers when they put her in like in big spots. Right now, she's the tag team champion with Natsupoi. She's the leader of Cosmic Angels, which is one of the factions. And yes, I'm excited for this match. So that's a big storyline. I think like the biggest for Stardom is the Julia storyline, like because she's gonna become champion. So, and the thing with Julia is that besides her own faction, besides Zona del Mundo, like everyone's her enemy. She has like 1,000 enemies. Like she just keep creating new and new enemies. So she's gonna win the title against Shuri. She and Shuri used to be tag partners. They were in Zona del Mundo together. And then after Shuri won the red belt, like she left Zona del Mundo to start her own faction, Gatsai. So they have that story going like together. Julia trying to overcome Shuri after Shuri left Zona del Mundo. So that's an interesting storyline that's about to happen because Julia is about to win the title from Shuri. That's a big one. Also, Saya, the thing with Saya and the white belt is that there's so many ways to go because the thing that I love most about Stardom is that they never work only one storyline. There are always like multiple storylines and multiple ways that things can go. Saya has the storyline with Starlight Kid. They had like a great first match that Saya retained her title, but Starlight Kid was like a really good potential new champion. And they had a rematch at the G1 that Starlight Kid won, so they can have like a rubber match. A third rubber match that Sarah can win the title. She has this story with Kairi. So there's a lot of big storylines, but at the same time, because there are so many storylines, there's like not one specific one.
Together,
yeah, they're all like intertwined, and it always can go in so many different directions. So I feel like the Julia being champion, I think, is the biggest thing that's gonna change in Stardom in 2023. I think that's the biggest thing for sure.
Exciting stuff.
Okay, the question that I had, it might sound kind of silly, but like I know there's like different like belts in Stardom. Um, what's like the ranking of like importance in belt, or are they like all equally important, or like just?
That's actually a good question. Like, because of course they have like the tag belts. You know, they have the Artist of Stardom belts, which are the trio belts. Artist of Stardom, the Goddess of Stardom belt, which is the like tag team belt. They have the high speed belt, which I think the high speed is the most like lower card belt. Usually high speed matches are under 10 minutes, and they usually open the show, so it's kind of like a lower mid card, lower mid card belt, but they can also have amazing matches. Like Azumi and Starlight Kid was for the high speed belt, so Azumi is the current champion. The matches are great. That's like the matches are amazing, but I think from the singles belts that they have is one of the lower card ones.
Yeah.
They also have the SWA title, which is their international title. That the stipulation of the title is that you can only defend it against someone who's not of the same ethnicity as you. I think the same nationality as you.
Yeah.
Not ethnicity, nationality. Yeah. And Mayu was the SWA champion, but she vacated the SWA title because she was going to wrestle for the IWGP.
Yeah.
So that's like another thing that got people a little bit surprised when she lost the match against Kairi for the IWGP Women's title, because she vacated the SWA for nothing. So like, so there's also like the SWA is kind of also like kind of a mid card title. The two biggest ones, the most important ones, are the red belt and the white belt. The red belt is the World of Stardom champion. So like it's the world champion of Stardom in almost every pay-per-view, is the main events, like titles for that championship. So that is the main title. But what they say, because the white belt is also like equally as important, it's not a mid-card belt, like not at all. What they say for the titles that I think is like really amazing and something that I really love about Stardom is that the World of Stardom belt, the red belt, is for the best wrestler. The white belt, the Wonder of Stardom belt, is for the most passionate wrestler.
Right. That makes sense,
Yeah, so I think it's a really good way to differentiate it. Because like Shuri, so now what they're saying, like Shuri is the best wrestler in the company. Like she is the best wrestler in the company. But Saya, she may not be the best wrestler in the company, but she's the most passionate about keeping the belt. Like she's the most passionate champion. She's like it's really interesting. I think it's really different.
I like that. Yeah.
I really like that. So usually like the white belt has more like emotional storylines involved. They usually like really focus on the storylines and like on that. And the also for the like red belt is also like a lot of storylines and everything. I don't want to say like it's not, but usually they focus more on the matches. I don't know if it makes sense, but
yeah.
And they also have the future. Yeah, they have the Future of Stardom belt, which is like I think that's the lowest belt. It's usually defended on the pre-show. The Future of Stardom is for the young Stardom wrestlers. So the wrestlers who are going to be the Future of Stardom, because Joshis, they start wrestling when they're like 12 years old. So usually the Future of Stardom champions are like under 18.
Gosh,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
They're like the teenagers.
That's cool though. That's like really neat.
Yeah.
I knew there was like a lot of belts, so I was like trying to know like what the importance of them were, but that did help. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thank
You're
you.
welcome. Like if I had to rank,
much more educated.
If I had to rank, I would do like World of Stardom red belt, Wonder of Stardom white belt, high speed, and Future for the singles titles. But it's I like that they have the difference. Like, and like someone said in the chat, Apple Demi, Angsty Apple Demi, said that Saya has made the white belt the 8th title in Stardom. Yes, she had like one of the best title reigns in the world. Like no matter gender, no matter company, she just had one of the best title reigns, like in this entire year. So some people, me included, think it was even better than Shuri's.
I feel like that's a hot take, but I don't know.
Because like Shuri, she had bigger matches because she was wrestling like the biggest stars of the company. So objectively like the best wrestler. So she had bigger matches, but Saya was able to deliver every single match, like over deliver. And she didn't have a single bad match. She always like showcases her opponents so well. She's a great champion in that way. So I think like her reign was really consistent, and I think was even better than Shuri's. I'm sorry, like. Yes.
Alrighty. I feel like, does anybody have any more questions about Stardom? Because I feel like I'm really like I actually feel more educated now because like I watched it like on a on a surface level where I'm just like I watched it like casually. Like I'm just like I enjoy this, you know, I'm gonna keep up with it. But it's like I feel like this actually did help me a lot more, like actually understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
I was drinking water and it just like squirted out of my
But yeah, that was
Hangman
a really
said,
good breakdown.
my brain has expanded. I think you
Yeah,
should check
honestly.
that out. Hannah is fighting with her water bottle.
Yes.
I think
yes,
we're pretty much caught up with everything that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, there was we didn't like actually even got to mention, we kind of went over it, but like the Stardom New Japan show, they had a crossover show.
We just kind of
Oh my
went
God.
straight into this.
Yeah, they had like they had 3 different mixed tag matches. And I absolutely love the way that they do the matches because I mean,
Yes.
of course, I would love to see like more interaction, intergender interaction.
Mhm.
But I was expecting when they announced like, oh no, we're doing like the rules that there's no intergender wrestling. I just expected them to not interact at all. But then I was watching Utami and Tanahashi versus Mike and Goto, and I just look up and I see Tanahashi clocking Mike.
Yeah,
I
I
just
saw that.
straight up
I saw
punching
that.
her. I was like, what the fuck is happening? That was so good. I really like that. Like if you're doing an intergender match, especially like in Japan, you know, like which the wrestlers are like the Joshis are known for being like badasses and like really working stiff.
Yeah.
Like it's just I love just seeing Tanahashi just like clock Micah and then Micah did like a clock Micah did like a suplex on Tanahashi, which was beautiful as well. So I was that really popped me a lot. So I like the little interactions. I would like to see like maybe it's like Sabre Jr. put Shuri in a submission, like kick each other more and stuff. But yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Stardom had one of the best TLC matches like of the year by far, if not the best. That's generally, it was so fun. It was like it was just crazy. It was Dona del Mundo versus Stars. It was Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Tekla versus Koguma, Hazuki, and Mayu Iwatani. It was the main event of Gold Rush, which was Stardom's yesterday's pay-per-view. And it was like a Moneyball match. They had to get money. It was for money. I just love that. A match is for money.
I saw the shot of it like getting smashed.
Yes. it was just
that
crazy. Yes, it was just crazy and fun all around. They had really creative spots and you're just watching the match and you're just like, what is happening? We were just enjoying it so much. I think it was one of the best TLC matches I've ever seen, possibly, maybe. It was really, it was really, really good. but yeah, going back like to Sorkex over, I like the interactions that they had between. The mixed tag matches were just fun. They didn't take itself like too seriously. Especially with the Julius Xavier Jr. versus Shuri and Tom Lawler match, everyone was thinking maybe they're gonna like really take themselves seriously because they're like 4 serious wrestlers, you know. But then Tom Lawler just like came up dancing and like taking his shorts off and showing that he had the God's Eye patch on his ass, and he was just like dancing in the ring. They were just going crazy, and then there was this one moment that Julia and Shuri team up against Tom Lawler for some reason, just beating him up. You know, it was really, really good. And something that really stood out, like for me personally, is that of course the Julia, Shuri, Zack Sabre Jr. and Tom Lawler match, like their wrestling levels were like really like close, the same. They're all really talented. And in the other match, Utami and Tanahashi against Mike and Goto, also the wrestling level really the same. But in the middle match, which was Momo, Starlight Kid with Dookie and Desperado versus the guy I still do not know the guy's name. I'm so sorry to them. And there's a guy that I simply do not know the name. If someone like just send it in the chat, like I'm sorry to this man, I do not know him. He's so basic. Yeah, I mean, but Taichi, Tam, and Natsupoi, like you could see the difference in the level when the girls were in the ring and when it was just the men. Like they were eating them up. They were showing what real wrestling was like. That was so good. Like they overdid them in every single move, in every single way. They just show like they were really like the better wrestlers there. Yeah. That really popped me as well. Because yes, So I think all those matches are really like nice to go back and watch if you guys haven't watched, and if you guys know New Japan or watch New Japan but you never seen Stardom before, I feel like there are also like good matches to get into Stardom.
Yeah,
you know. So all the mixed tag matches in the show, I think they're really well done, really fun. And the main event, I mean, we talked a lot about Kairi and Mayu already for the IWGP Women's Title. One of the best matches of the year for sure. It was amazing.
I love that
Everyone knew it was gonna be phenomenal because they're two of the best of all time. But like Mayu specifically, like the GOAT. But yeah, they did that.
It was so emotional, like after as well. Like it was just a really beautiful moment. But yeah, that was like probably the best women's match of the weekend. Like, which is incredible considering how good Tony versus Jamie was. Like,
but and also Saya versus Kairi and Utami versus Shuri is just like I genuinely think Mayu versus Kairi was like the best one. Just for all the importance and emotion. And like after the match ended, the Kairi just sat there and started sobbing. It's beautiful.
What did you think of Ospreay versus Shota Umino?
I mean, Ospreay.
It was so good.
The man
I think it was better than their Royal Quest match. And their Royal Quest match already was like really good.
Really solid, yeah.
But it was just... There was just something about the way that Shota was wrestling in this match. It felt like he had improved from that match. And that was like, 6 weeks ago? It was like...
he went back and just kind of like...
Yeah. There's something about it. It was a real star-making performance.
And Ospreay, I feel like...
the matches.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I love when we just keep talking. All right, just give me a second. I was about to say, like, I feel like I like both of their matches, like the one from Royal Quest and the one that just happened, like, today. Was it today already?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. But like you said, like, you can definitely tell, like, even in those, like, 6 weeks that the match happened, like, he definitely, like, could have gone back and just, like, studied some matches and stuff. But personally, I feel like they were both really good, but the ones that just happened recently, like that one was definitely like way better than the Royal Quest one,
Yeah, Ospreay for me, like this year, he's just incapable of having a bad match. He's having he's having every single match that he's having is like the kind of matches that wrestlers spend their entire career trying to achieve. You know. He's currently on his Kenny Omega 2017-2018 run. Like he's having like that year. It's just banger after banger after banger, like classics after classics after classics, and it's been nonstop. He's on another level now. It's insane. That makes me even more excited for the Kenny versus Ospreay match. I feel like that's like game changer.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited to see how they like build to it, like whether United Empire turn up in AEW again at any point. Shout out to Aussie Open. They had a great match on that pay-per-view as well. It was very fun.
Yes.
I always do. I can't do this because my fingers don't.
We are big Aussie Open girls.
Yes. We are Aussie Open girls. Shout out to Mark Davis and Carl Fletcher. Love those guys.
Future WGP tag team champions.
Yes.
Do you think that match happens at Wrestle Kingdom?
I saw someone saying that maybe because the Young Bucks are also free that week, maybe they have a triple threat: FTR, Young Bucks, and Aussie Open. Like that would be.
I was speaking to Alexia about this last night. Actually, it was this morning because
it was this morning. Yet. We didn't sleep. we literally stayed up like on a video call for like 8 hours.
Stupid. Yes. But I would, if they did a triple threat, man.
That's the gag. I would just love to see them like interrupting one of the best of 7 matches, like causing the Elite to lose. That's another way to keep it fresh, like have that interruption.
Yeah. Because of obviously United Empire beat Death Triangle. So like it's all connected. So it would make sense, like outside of like the Kenny Ospreay match, for United Empire to come in and be like, well, why is it best of 7 between these guys? when we beat
them,
Death
yeah.
Triangle, like, and they can't do it. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of interesting stuff you can.
There's a lot of
there.
stuff. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of like stuff that could connect them. Like that would be
Yeah.
a good match.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Obviously,
and also like them.
Aussie Open have the World Tag League thing.
Yes,
I don't know
yes.
if that's what it's called, but
And I think like they're the favorites to win right now, and I genuinely
for
think
sure.
they're gonna win. Yeah, I think they're
so
gonna win.
over in Japan right now. It's insane.
Mhm.
Like I'm so happy
It's
for
deserved.
yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so deserved. Yes.
they've had a
But
great year.
Okay, but I just gotta say, like, when Kenny, like, on Kenny's video, he just dragging. He kind of dragged like Ozzy.
Yeah, because he was like the autocorrect
So
is
shady.
using.
So shady. He was like, "Yeah, you're translating using like translator
Yeah.
using friends." Like,
I was like, ooh.
oh.
But Osprey takes shots at the Young Bucks, so like it's like tit for tat. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
If we
Oh.
get an United Empire, an Aussie Open versus Young Bucks match out of this, just
We're not gonna.
No.
Just
I
no.
don't-
We're speechless right now. We're already speechless right now. Like
just thinking about it.
just
it's
one
like-
brain cell between the three of us. Like if that were to ever happen, it would be gone. It would be gone.
No brain cells at all. Like no thoughts.
I would
Just-
love to see it, but also I don't know who I would root for, which is crazy because I've been a fan of the Bucks for like over 10 years now. But they're just my two favorite tag teams,
Mhm.
and
I don't
need
know.
the match,
I need
so-
that.
I just know that if they have like the match at Triple Threat with FTR, I'm losing for FTR to lose. Like, I'm rooting for FTR to
100%.
lose. Like
I
that's
don't
the
care
only
who
thing I
wins.
know. Like, yeah, FTR
Yeah.
losing, I'm happy. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
So yes,
What
guys, I think we talk about everything. Like, I'm so
Yeah.
happy that I was able to talk about Stardom and like help.
Yeah, I'm happy you were
know a
talking
little bit more,
because this is
yeah.
like something that like we've always been like, oh yeah, we should like have like time for like Anna's like Stardom hour,
Yeah.
and we did. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm like happy for
I
that
feel
because
so
I feel more
educated.
educated about Stardom actually now.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I feel a little bit more comfortable like in saying like, oh yeah, I I understand what's going on, So I'm like,
Yeah.
So,
So yes,
And
do you guys
thank you
have
so much.
any plugs? Anything we need to plug? Join the Discord. Watch Worldwide, Wrestle Purist Worldwide tomorrow. What's
Thursday, there's also
and Dumb Guys Live.
Dumb Guys
Dumb
Live
Guys
on Tuesday. I was just like, I know
Live.
there is
Yeah.
a Tuesday show. What is it?
Murph,
They're doing
Jamie and
their
Parker, the Puro
Puro thing.
yes.
They're booking
Pure
something.
draft, the Pure Draft.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I was like,
I was
I'm
like,
trying to
there's something happening.
yeah, they're doing that on
No
Tuesday.
podcast on Wednesday because obviously it's Dynamite Day. And then Thursday, main show. Friday, I'm Purist. Follow us on Twitter. Like the video. Please subscribe. And yeah, we will see you guys
Yeah.
soon.
Thank you
Thanks
guys.
for watching.
Thank you.